Welcome in. Welcome to the zone. Welcome to the pod zone.
A full 40 minutes early.
We're coming in early tonight. You know why? Snowstorm. That's why. Snowstorm.
Snowstorm.
It makes us do things early. It also makes you, you put on your big orange and you put on your hat and you say, I'm wearing my nice warm boots. And I said, we're going over to start the pod early because it's a friggin' snowstorm.
The root snowstorm.
Yeah.
It's freaking snowing out there.
Bad's bad. It's wicked bad. Yeah, I actually had to call and give my parents the snow report before I started the pod. We brought out my camera. If you saw previous episodes, I teased that I ordered a camera. Oop, just hit the microphone with it, but got myself a new camera. If you're watching on video, you can see it. Yeah, so we started recording a little behind the scenes on the pod. Which you might see. I don't know if it'll make it to air. I barely know how to turn it on, so I don't know what the footage is going to look like, or if I'll be able to process it.
You got to figure out how to get it onto your iPad and edit it.
Yeah, so I realized I was shooting in 4K, which might be a problem. Could potentially be an issue because I don't know if my iPad will be able to process 4K, but we'll find out. My guess is no.
What's the purpose of this gigantic square nozzle on the end of this?
The nozzle.
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think
put
it's
the lenses in.
But there's no lens.
You get the fisheye lens, you pop it in there.
Is that what it's for?
I think so. That's what it looks like to me.
I also thought of it as just protection for the lens. You know
Maybe,
what I mean?
the lens is way down in there.
That's what I mean. It gives it some protection from rain, sleet, snow, whatever.
I'm sure you can put something on there to.
Well, welcome back. Welcome to the pod. Tonight we got me and Curtis on the couch. Across from me, I got Calvin and Ashlyn hanging out. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Kinville Show. Cranking along another episode.
Cranking them out.
Cranking them out. We just keep going.
Cranking them out.
I just said I say it all the time. I said we got to outwork these guys. No one else is pumping and dumping like we are. We just keep, like you said, we're just cranking them out.
Who cares? If
Pumping
they're good?
anyway.
Yeah, speaking of work, though, Curtis, would you like to share?
Curtis looks like a wreck even on camera.
Wow.
Okay. Curtis has had a rough day.
Yeah.
Okay. He's had a long day at the office.
He was working until
I took
about
a shower or so.
4 minutes ago.
Then he threw on the PJs, the slippers, and he said he's ready to pod. You know, fact of the matter is, it's time to pod.
Hi, Amy.
Amy
Hi.
has made it to the show. Welcome, Amy. We've been gaining a steady there's a returning fan base, of viewers. People keep watching, but
Yeah, I would say so.
I would say it's still local. I think we haven't really reached I think everybody that watches still knows us in real life, I would say. We haven't really branched out beyond that yet.
That's all
but
right.
We'll get
That's
there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'm not worried.
Yeah.
We'll be there someday. I don't know. I've been realizing two things. One, a lot of the time I sit here and I forget I'm supposed to have a conversation, and I just kind of talk about what I feel like talking about, and I really forget how to have a conversation. I've been noting that, and I'm trying to correct course on that. Maybe make things a little more conversational on here. Also, I've been thinking really, for me personally, I do want to try and steer away from, I think it'd be fun to just be not serious the whole time and everything you say is really stupid and not really that serious, because a lot of the time we're pretty dry and serious. And
Yeah.
I think if we were just a little more out there.
Well, sometimes you just don't got it in you.
Well, I know, and I didn't on Friday. That's why I wasn't here. I didn't have anything in the tank.
Ghosted.
Well, no,
Ghosted
I
us.
told Carter
no call,
what was going
no
on.
No call, no show. We just had to pick up the pieces.
Oh,
I
that's
told
an immediate
I
fire.
told the producer. I told the producer exactly what was going on. He knew exactly. And the thing is too, when you're dealing with top tier A-list talent like myself, things, I think you're allowed to be a little fickle.
Somebody's got to chase you down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the
Otherwise, it's
A-list.
not worth
I'm the
it.
big star. If I'm gonna be a fickle bitch, I think I can be.
I will say Curtis and Carter took the reins with Cassidy. I think it was a very good podcast. Actually, Dad and I were laughing quite a bit listening to the podcast just because you guys got more into just like how you'd be regularly kind of arguing with each other a little bit. You get to
Why?
see
You
how you
watched
interact.
you watched it with Dad?
Yeah, we had it on the TV, watching the truck videos. I had never seen that video of the Jeep jumping into the puddle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
That was one of our most viral videos back in the day. That thing got a lot of views right when we posted it. What was it
Yeah.
at the other day when you watched?
We just watched a clip that was saved. We didn't
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube.
Yeah, we just.
We used to have a channel called New England Rednecks, and I really liked it. I still
Yeah,
think
me
it's a
too.
good name, New England Rednecks. But then Carter changed it to Kinville's Do It All without asking, and
Without asking. I think there was a pretty long discussion about that.
Well, I think it was ultimately decided that we liked New England Rednecks, and then he changed it anyway.
Oh,
but I don't know. I just I thought it was a good name. I thought if you wanted to do a channel called Kinville's Do It All, that could have been a different thing. We didn't have to use that. We didn't have to reuse
Well,
a
to
channel.
be fair, we weren't going to use that channel for anything else.
Well, you
anyway
don't-
in the
you don't
near
know
future.
that.
Well, not in the near future, so it wasn't a big deal. To
What happens when I start my Barstool Sports-esque network and we have to have multiple shows? Where am I going to put your truck
Well,
show?
you don't
I
have
want to
enough
have
ambition
Curtis's
for that.
Garage.
you can change the name back, right? It's not-
Yeah, you probably can.
But now that you said it, somebody's gonna steal it, probably.
Somebody probably already has. It's probably on a sticker somewhere.
A-list-
Aaron Lewis has a song about it.
Barstool creator wouldn't miss a podcast. Only A-list fickle
Wow.
talent does.
Oh,
Actually,
fired.
if you watch any of the podcasts, Dave often misses the podcast. So if you watch any of
Dave
their
is not
shows-
A-list talent. Dave is like D-list retard.
Okay, well he's the owner of the company and he's on all the biggest shows.
He's not the talent, though.
Okay, tell that to One Bite, probably the biggest show on Barstool Sports. You're gonna
Yeah,
say
that's a good
Dave's not the
point.
talent.
Of
How,
One
how,
Bite?
how about all the other
Honestly,
shows he's on?
Yeah, but he
I'm
doesn't,
gonna be
he doesn't
honest.
miss one bite.
With One Bite, the Dave could be
that's
anybody.
not a podcast.
The entertaining part
He does
about
that on his own schedule. He
Hold
does that
on.
on his own schedule.
the entertaining part about One Bite pizza reviews is all the random people that show up on the street while he's eating the pizza. Less now that it's so popular, but go back to any of the majorly popular ones. It's like the homeless guy with no arms pulling the wagon.
Yep.
I mean, it's all other people, and he's just reacting to it. I think it could have been anybody. I mean, it was a great idea, probably his idea, but he, I think, I don't think he carries it.
I think maybe I don't know.
He's
but,
definitely good at it.
The fact is that's what it is. It is his show. If somebody else just started doing it, it wouldn't be the same anymore.
Well, not anymore because he started it. But I'm saying,
Well, yeah, no, I kind of agree. Like, had anybody else had the idea and started doing it, it probably would have been.
yeah,
If you did it religiously the way he has, eventually it would have taken off. I think
Yeah.
you're right.
it relies on the people on the street.
Random moments.
Yeah,
We don't.
That's what makes it
We should
funny.
get a window here, so we could like watch, like the street, so we can have like random street commentary or
A
something.
live feed from some street
We
somewhere.
we need to get a on the street reporter we can cut to live on the show. That can be like out there watching the snowfall or something.
weather reports.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
it would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just we're gonna talk about maybe our Spotify Wrapped. Is it too late to talk about Spotify Wrapped?
No, it's not even the first of the year yet.
I think a lot of people have probably talked about it, but in perpetuity, I don't think it'll matter. You can find this episode 2-3 years later. You might be like, oh, hey, that was their Spotify Wrapped back in 2024.
What's
But
there to talk about, though? Everyone's just different.
exactly.
Well, first, we gotta
Wait,
find out who
I'm
had,
asking.
Your guys' top artists weren't Post Malone.
who had the biggest numbers as far as minutes listened.
Let me pull
Yeah.
up mine up. Everyone, let's all pull ours up.
This year was a small year for me. I had 60-something thousand.
60,000.
Like 63,
I think I had 44,000.
I had 32,000. I don't even know how you get to 60,000.
I think I was in the 60s range.
I had 110,939.
Damn.
Kind of a lot. Which I think is equivalent to 77 days.
77 days of listening to.
All right,
Spotify.
you want to hear my stats here?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 60,560 minutes listened on Spotify. My number one artist, it's hard now. We did a whole video talking about Zach Bryan. It's hard to admit, but by far number one artist easily, Zach Bryan. No question about it.
No qualms.
He was number one artist. Number two artist was Gavin Addock. I don't know if you've seen him. He's mostly a TikTok guy. Number three, Backseat Lovers. Number four, Noah Kahan. Number five, Tyler Childers.
Which is weird because I never hear you listen to any of those artists.
What do you mean? First of all, when do you ever listen to music with me? Let's start there.
Anytime you put on a music, it's always like some random people I've never
you
heard
put
of
on
before.
a
Okay. Have you heard of the Backseat Lovers?
I've heard of them, yeah, but
Would you be able to name any of their songs?
no.
Okay, so how the hell would you know whether or not I played one for you?
Yeah, how the hell would you know?
How the hell would you know?
You put it on the TV, or I don't know. I've
I
been
think
around you a few times
the
when
way
put
you
it
would
on.
know is that when you do play music, it's all songs that I've heard before or I know. That's the thing. You're not playing
I
like
know you haven't. I'm not shitting on you, that fact that that I haven't heard you play those
Caleb
bands.
plays Zach Bryan constantly.
Well, Zach Bryan, I
I
have
can
heard you
vouch
play,
for
but
that.
that's about it. on my list.
Number one song, Oklahoma Smoke Show. Number two, Burn, Burn, Burn. Number three is Gavin Addock, I Know a Good Time. Number four, back to Zach Bryan with Overtime. Number five, Treaty Oak Revival, Missed Call. That was my
Big country year. Big new country.
big country year. Somewhere it had a podcast stat too. I don't know how to find that.
You just got to go back to the podcasting area.
There is like a thing at the top of Spotify that pops up like the wrapped thing, and then you can see like it has all the options and it's on there.
Oh, let me see.
mine was.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Apparently, I got the weakest number here. I got 32,000 minutes.
Wow.
But I feel like my Spotify it's not really what it should be. Like
You probably don't use it enough to.
I use it at work and I play music that's peacekeeper music. It's not that I don't
Yeah.
like the stuff that's on here. I just feel like it would be a lot different if I actually listened to the music that I wanted to listen to.
Not in a crowd, like personally.
Yeah. Like my top artist was. I'll just read the artists. It's Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, Zach Bryan, Chris Stapleton, and George Strait. Those are my top five. My top five songs are Missed Call by Treaty Oak,
Hey,
which I don't. Again, that's not my favorite song. Porch Light, I Had Some Help, I Never Lie, and We Ride.
so yeah, you probably just don't use it a ton, right?
Well, I got 32,000 minutes. I mean, I would say
Well, that's
not-
half as much as me, but no big deal.
I listen to it every day on my way to work. I mean, it's only a 20-minute ride, but
Right.
that's where I listen to the songs.
I
that
clocked
listen to.
big numbers over last winter working mopping floors at night. You know, I'd have my headphones on all night.
Yeah, I don't know how you got so many minutes. You just let your Alexa play all day, every day?
Every day at work, I had the AirPods in.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm in my
Every
car
day.
listening
Yeah,
to
an
music.
8-hour shift at work, you know, if you're stocking shelves or running the counter, whatever you might be doing.
Yeah, so it's easy to rack that up.
Yeah, it goes quick.
100,000 minutes, though?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's a lot.
I like music. I really like music.
And
apparently.
think of a podcast too,
What's your top, whatever, the
the artists.
artist and song?
Hold on, let me get there. My
Yeah.
top artist was Rolling Stones, and my top song was Tusk by Fleetwood Mac.
not bad.
Pick.
Good choices.
I had MF Doom, Led Zeppelin,
Mac DeMarco, Boards of Canada, and Bloodbath 64.
All over the map.
Yeah, but that's like spot on if you ever ride with Calvin and listen to his music. That
Yeah.
sounds pretty spot on.
Number one song, Curly Locks.
You know, I was surprised I got Flip Turn in my top 5 artists.
Really?
Yeah.
Boosted him up there.
Yeah. My list is Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Still Woozy, Supertramp, and Flip Turn.
We had
Super
gone
Tramp.
to the Flip Turn concert together, right?
Yeah.
We all went in Boston. It was a good time, good show, good event.
My top artist list is Moose Blood, Nickelback, Post Malone,
Moose
Machine
Blood.
Gun Kelly, and Breaking Benjamin.
What's Moose Blood? Never heard.
I don't know. It's
Norwegian.
It's like a punk rock type of thing.
Punk rock.
Yeah.
Moose blood.
But I get into these rhythms where I add like 5 or 6 songs to my playlist, and then I only listen to those songs.
Yeah.
Right.
So my top song count is a little effed up, I think, because I couldn't even tell you the names of the bands of these songs, but it's High Regard, which actually is a good song.
Yeah, I know that one.
Promise Me,
High Regard.
Bulletproof Love, Swing and Sway, and Untitled.
High Regard. How does that one go? How does it start? I feel like I know it.
I don't know. I'm blanking on it right now. I'm blanking on the.
Barter and trade. That one. Passive aggressive.
Yeah, I think that might be.
I think it is. Yeah. Anyway, we can't get copyright striked again on this. We're trying to make some money here, but it's not working out.
Bear.
Got another appearance
Hey,
from the
dog.
dog,
Hi, Bear.
making it on the show. Well, that was we wrapped that up quick, huh? Spotify
Well, it's
wrap.
kind of hard if you're not listening to music. You know.
I agree.
to,
Well, I always say I wish this was the radio and we could just play
yeah. I mean,
music, but alas, we can't. We're confined to whatever we can come up with. Well, hey, did anyone else see Theo Vaughn sitting by himself at UFC?
No.
Oh, I saw a video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he a sad little guy?
No, Theo posted a
Sad little
video
man.
where he was like showing that he was like sitting there by himself with no one around. He goes, "I'm a bit early." That was his post, and then everyone else was posting it like, "Oh man, Theo's a real fan. Like he's a real one," you know. I think he probably did it just as a publicity stunt, right? Like it's
As a
funny.
goof.
He's a comedian. Yeah, it's funny to show up hours early and sit there in a massive stadium completely alone.
Yeah. He doesn't strike me as a guy that would really get into it.
I think he is into it. Like he's friends with a lot of the UFC fighters. He does go to the UFC a lot.
He's friends with Dana White.
Yeah, he's friends with all those guys. I think he's into it, but
Any of these comedians, they have to at least pretend to be into it to get on Joe Rogan. Like if they
Yeah.
if they pretend that they're UFC
I don't think
fans,
I don't
Joe's
think
more of a
Theo
fa-
cares
friend to
about
them.
Joe Rogan at all, though. I don't
Yeah.
think he cares about getting on Joe.
well, he doesn't kiss up like a lot of people do. He's but that's all I mean. I just think he just thought this will be a funny bit, and it is. Like if like I saw that and I was like, oh, that's Theo. You know, that's a funny Theo bit. I'm gonna show up early and sit alone.
I heard a funny Theo bit the other day that I should have saved it so I could send it to you guys. But he was like, hey, if you're, I'll try to do a Theo voice, but it's probably gonna come out horrible. If you're a giraffe and you're male giraffe, is it gay for another male giraffe to give you a blowjob? And the guy's like, I don't know. Whoever he was talking to is like, I would think so. And he's like, I don't know, man. I think you're up that high. If somebody else is just whistling on your root, I don't think it would. I think you're so far away from it. I don't think it can be gay.
Oh man.
Whistling on your roof.
That's why I thought it was so funny because he was whistling on your root.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's a weird
Whistling on your root. Yeah, I saw another bit he did
that's-
about zoos.
That's A-list talent, Gil. Where's that?
Yeah, bring that up.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you're right.
Let's talk about gay giraffes more, bud.
I do think you don't need to you don't need to do another comedian's bit. You know, he already did it on the podcast, right? You'd be like, go what you know.
Well, he's not. He gave him credit.
Yeah, I know, but you could we could leave a link next time maybe. But yeah, anyway, it was funny seeing him show up early at the UFC.
You think he bought more seats than just one?
I don't know, probably not. He probably had people that showed up later to sit with him. You know what I was doing earlier today? I was listening to Journey on my drive home. You know, Don't Stop Believing. Don't stop. You know, and I'm trying to do the voice. I'm trying to get high pitch. Don't stop believing. And I couldn't get it the way I wanted it to. It didn't sound right to me, so I kept trying. And eventually I got to like a Miss Piggy kind of a Don't stop believing.
That sounded almost more like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
They're all
Same
pretty
thing.
similar. They're all in the same vein, but
All the same.
what was I? The other day I was me and Curtis were doing Muppet impressions, and I was just doing Fozzie Bear a little bit.
Was I doing a Muppet impression? I don't
Well,
think-
we were talking about watching Muppet Vision 3D, and I was trying to. First, it started with me trying to do Kermit the Frog, but I couldn't quite get it, and I landed with Fozzie. It was like, wow, Kermit.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
But I think that's all I can say. I don't know if I can say anything
You can't
else.
do Waka Waka.
Waka waka.
Hey, that's there. That's there.
It was close.
You used to do Kermit. You used to do Kermit all the time.
Kermit.
Was Colin really that behind?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
No,
Maybe
he must have clicked on late.
Maybe.
Or maybe a couple minutes. I mean,
No, he's probably just referring to the fact that it's we're not doing too hot tonight.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, we're not rolling off the cuff. Well, I don't know. I was trying to have more fun with it, but not everyone's fun, unfortunately. So sometimes it is better to just roll with it and be serious. Let's talk about grave sites. Let's talk about.
Where do you guys want to be buried?
I actually want to be frozen in like a trebuchet, trebuchet into space. I would like to hurtle around the Earth like a satellite, like a frozen satellite.
that'd be pretty sick.
That would be cool.
You could be responsible for a nationwide blackout one day.
That would be cool.
Imagine your frozen body hits a satellite.
Well, I'm more or less like the. I like the idea of floating through space and then maybe landing, like getting sucked through a black hole, and then you end up in a different world in a different time zone, and they can unfreeze you and bring you back to life as a cyborg, and then
Yeah.
you have like a whole second life as like an Avenger.
And
Yeah,
then
maybe.
Society is apes. There's apes.
Planet of
running
the Apes.
society.
Ape Society.
Like the Mark Wahlberg one though, not the
yeah.
good Planet of the Apes.
Do you wanna know the dark rabbit hole that I went down the other day?
Uh-oh.
This could be
what's
bad,
this?
Curtis. What were you looking at?
Well, I've been getting into
Hentai.
no a lot of World War II stuff. I've
Oh,
been watching World War II type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's natural.
And the video I watched the other day was on Japanese kamikaze pilots.
Oh,
Ooh.
God.
And you'd think in my head, it's quite a learning experience, because in my head you think they get the most stupidest person they can find.
Most
And-
dumbest, right?
Yeah, the most dumbest persons,
The most dumbest idiots.
and to fly these planes, and
Yeah.
and it's not just flying a plane; it's a special.
I was gonna say
Talking
so
about
much,
World War
watching
II.
History
so much for
Channel.
not being serious.
Let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. If you get to the point in life that Curtis has reached, what else do you have to do besides buy white New Balances and start getting really into World War II? What other choice do you have?
Well, anyway.
When's the reenactment, anyway?
Anyway, I
Civil
thought it was
War.
I actually thought it was interesting because, I'd never really, and some people might attribute it to being homeschooled and not really learning history, but
Yeah, Some people might
Yeah,
say.
speak for yourself.
Yeah, me and Ashton went to high school, and we didn't learn about kamikaze pilots.
You see what Ali commented?
At a certain age, every man has to choose between World War II and barbecue.
Ali, your
like
dad
that it
chose
rhymes.
both.
Anyway, so
Is it a special plane?
It's a special. It's not even a plane. It's a special weapon. It's a weapon. It's a glider. It's a glider weapon that this bomber would carry, and this guy would hop down into this glider carrying a bomb, and they would bomb in. They would glide into. Well, actually, it's not even just. It's not. It's sort of a glider, but also it does have a rocket on it. But basically, it's like you get in it and you pilot a rocket into a ship and blow it up.
Back in
Yeah.
those times, computers were way too big and expensive. Humans, those guys are little and cheap back then.
And
They
you
roll
know-
them in there.
And you know,
Computers were big and expensive. You couldn't do that.
and you know them Japanese are all about honor. So
Yeah.
Big honor.
big honor. So anyway, they use it was like 70 something used in the war. But
Wow. That's
Pretty-
actually shockingly low number for how much people talk about them.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty crazy concept.
No, I agree, but just for the amount I hear people talking about it, I thought maybe the numbers were higher. But that actually sounds like a reasonable number. Like
70?
Well,
Yeah.
like these 70
the course of
guys
the
were,
war.
were like they were probably all about it. They were probably stoked to do it. They were like, "Put me in,
well,
let
yeah,
me go."
the story is there was like three at the end. There was 3 guys left or something like that, or 3. It was following the story of one guy, and he was part of 3 that survived the war and never actually went on it.
Kamikaze.
And never actually kamikazed. And at the moment, like in that time, all their friends were getting to go be kamikazed, and they were a little bit jealous that they didn't get to go
Right.
Were they trained?
fulfill their duty.
Is it special training?
Yeah, there's all kinds of. There was like rigorous training
Brainwashing and
and learning how to fly, learning how to glide these planes down to the ground and pilot them down.
blow
Yeah,
stuff
it's pretty
up.
freaky.
So
Lake
How many
Lao
of these?
guy.
72? Is that what you said?
70 something.
70
I don't
something.
know.
Yeah, that's a pretty high number.
What is that?
Oh yeah, Carter grabbed these Ask the Internet cards. We were actually reading these the other night. What did you pre-pick cards you wanted us to read?
I figured I'd give you the option. What if you wanted to pick a couple there to ask some debate questions? Unless you want me to read them, I'll read them. But I didn't know if you wanted to, how gross you wanted to be. Or
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I really care about even reading these. Honestly, like,
I thought it'd be a good way to
It might be fun.
loosen it up a little bit.
I'll let somebody else read them if you want.
Let Ashlyn read them.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. I thought we were doing a good job there. I was going a little.
Yeah,
I thought some of
I
them.
was interested in the kamikazes.
Yeah, no, you can keep going,
Honestly.
but
Yeah, we didn't learn about that, so it's new information.
Well, did you learn about it?
No,
Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't.
they don't teach anything at
In
that
high school, I learned mostly that we stole all the land from the Native Americans.
Big one though. That's
That's
big one.
That's a big one. That's we learned about American government, like all the government stuff, and
Who is the king of America?
the king of America,
Well, you said you learned about our government, so I want to know
Um,
who is our king.
Larry King,
Okay, who is the queen then?
the
Ooh.
the
Queen Latifah.
Okay,
I'll take it.
and is Legend of Zelda a real? Is that like a real knight position, or is that like
That's
something
Japanese. That's Japan.
else? Okay,
They did that. One.
okay. But Mario is.
A plumber.
Well, he's Italian. I
Why
thought.
does he get to
Yeah.
marry Princess Peach though? I don't know.
Well,
riddle
did
me
you
that.
watch? Did you watch the movie?
I did see the Mario movie.
Well, because originally in the Mario movie, he wasn't like trained up in attacking Bowser.
No, he was just a little goon.
Princess Peach trained him.
Yeah,
So maybe they just had a bond over that, you know?
maybe bonded through
I
the
actually never
training
finished
montage.
the movie. So.
It was all right. It was all right. I didn't really love all the voices. I like Jack Black as Bowser. Hey, speaking of Jack Black, we were talking about the Minecraft movie. Did we talk about that on the
Oh.
podcast?
No, but I actually want to watch it.
I actually do too. Now that you talked about it,
What did you say?
we were talking about it. The first trailer I saw, you just saw Jack Black with his long beard, and you saw a poorly animated Minecraft sheep, and I was like, "Oh, this does not look
Yeah.
good." But then the second trailer I saw was more complete. and I was like, oh shit, like they're taking it serious, like in terms of the gaming mechanics. Like he's got a crafting bench and he's making things, and so I was like, man, maybe this will be fun.
I saw something though that they used the crafting bench, but they didn't use it properly because he's got all the ingredients scrambled around, and he still makes I don't know what he was making. It's a
Yeah.
shield or
Okay, I'll be honest though, I've spent most of my time playing Minecraft, and you can just on Xbox you can just make a setting so you don't have to actually craft the items. Like I don't know,
true.
I know some of the basic stuff. I know torches and a pickaxe and a sword, but
and you never have to do that on mobile.
yeah. So honestly, for me personally, that was not a huge issue because I would be frustrated if I was in Jack Black's position. I'd be like, oh, I'm in Minecraft, I know this, and then all of a sudden I'd have to actually learn all these fucking recipes. I'd be kind of pissed about it. So I'm kind of glad you can just throw the shit on the bench and it materializes.
Makes sense.
Just kind of works itself out.
Yeah, it's I'm happier with that idea for my fantasy.
When does it come out?
I'm not sure.
Should be. I thought it came out already, or is it coming out of Christmas?
Did anyone start Skeleton Crew?
No, I actually want to. I keep seeing parts of it, and I'm like, that looks fun.
So you took the hat off.
I was getting too hot, to be honest.
Yeah, it's nice and warm down here.
Yeah, it is a little toasty in this thing.
And I thought too I'd be brother in arms with Curtis here. I've got a little bit of bedhead going on. I thought I wouldn't leave my brother hanging here.
This is a bedhead? Does it look like bedhead? I just got out of the shower.
No, it's,
I got some new product over the weekend that I'm going to start using to try to...
Like chia seeds.
Yeah, more or less.
I saw a video earlier today of someone like sifting out chia seeds, and there was just a bunch of bugs in it.
Yeah.
Really, really gross.
like ones you eat or like.
Yeah, the chia seeds that you eat.
Chia,
I don't know about the
chia.
bugs. Like, do you eat bugs?
No, well, I don't.
Have you seen the videos?
No, some
He
people
eats
do.
boogers, not bugs.
Have you seen
Oh,
the
you're right.
videos? Have you seen the videos where people are cooking up grasshoppers?
No.
I've seen like Anthony Bourdain eat a grasshopper
I've seen
on
I've seen
Bizarre
a
Foods
few,
America.
I've seen a few videos where these people in Asia have these big woks. You know what a wok is?
Not really.
Yeah, it's
Like the big bowl. It's like a big,
Okay. Yeah.
big
no
bowl like
flat
this.
bottom.
Big
it's
wooden
curved
bowl.
bottom.
Yeah.
But it's metal.
Okay.
Anyway, so somehow they get all these bugs to go into the water, and then they like
A little bit of honey or something.
get them in the water, and then once they get in the water, their wings get wet. They can't fly away, so they get them soaked up and drown them all. And then once they're all drowned, they scoop them out, put them on a drying. They dry them out, and then they fill the wok with oil, and then
Fry
just
'em?
yeah, they just dump these guys into a big bucket
I
of
bet
oil,
they're fine.
and then sift them out,
A little crunchy.
Yeah.
Well, Survivor Man too.
salt them up, put a little salt on them. They're
Like popcorn.
grasshopper
Les
fries.
Stroud, Survivor Man, he would skewer them and just lightly roast grasshoppers over the fire. You know, some places, even here, if you look for them, you can find big grasshoppers. You know, like big fatties, like as thick as my thumb. Roast that little guy over the fire. A little bit of protein. It's all good for you. Just chuck it down the hatch.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't tried it. You know, I do see them in the store sometimes. You can buy.
Yeah,
them.
you can. You can buy little flavored packets. It's
Yeah.
like a gag thing, but little
It's like a
matchbox
what do
size
they call
thing
it?
of
vegan. It's a vegan food.
vegan option bugs.
We worked with this carpenter from Brazil, and he used to eat chicken feet.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, he's like almost like chips or something.
chicken feet.
Yeah, chicken feet.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
They apparently they're crunchy and
I saw him in Rockingham the other day.
really.
Yeah.
You talk to him,
Yeah.
give him a card.
No, I didn't give him a card, but
Should
yeah.
because his electrician doesn't have a license.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Jimmy?
Exposed.
yeah.
Exposed.
That's Corn's electrician, Jimmy. Yeah,
Jesus.
What's his name? Corn.
yeah.
Corn.
Cornelio.
Oh,
Corn.
Cornelio.
Oh man. When I think of corn, I think of that rollerblading game. What's the name
Jet
of that
Set
game?
Radio.
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corn was one of the characters in the game. I also think of McJuggernuggets. That was his best friend, Corin, but he always said corn, corn. Remember that?
I barely remember McJuggernuggets. It's
I remember-
amazing.
I remember it well.
What a time in YouTube.
I know.
What a time in YouTube to have
McJuggernuggets running a big Ponzi scheme.
yeah.
Is it real? Is it fake?
Is he still doing that though? I thought
He
started.
still
it
does.
He started it again.
Yeah, he does. Basically, all his stuff you can never tell if it's real or fake. That's kind of the rip the whole time.
But it's always fake.
Yeah, you can usually it usually starts out and you're like, oh, maybe this one's for real, but then things start going off the rails and you're like, oh, this is just another series. Yeah. Like he did a haunted one. He was like, oh yeah, so now that the main series is over, you know, the Freak Out Kids series, he's like, oh, we're gonna do just regular vlogs. He's like, I own this house. It would be nice to actually set it up nice and live in it, and you guys can come along with the journey as I renovate. And then it turned into a series where the house is haunted, and every episode is about ghosts and demons. And by the end of it, his aunt was in a full face of makeup as a demon. And it was fun. I enjoyed the whole thing, but you have to be into it like in the sense of pro wrestling, where it's like, I know this is all a bit and everyone is acting, but there is that element of it's all kind of improv, so you don't necessarily know what's going to happen, even though it's all acting. It's not all 100% scripted, so
Don't
it
take
still
it
is
seriously.
Yeah, it's still fun. I enjoyed it, but yeah. Anyway, he's always doing stuff like that now. It's always somewhat of a bit. McJuggernuggets, you can go look him up on YouTube. Look up Dad runs over Xbox with a lawnmower. You'll
That's
see
gotta
it.
be one of the best ones because I can't tell you how many people at work have the video resurfaces on Facebook every
all the
couple
time.
years.
Well, yeah, because people are like, "Oh, this is what I'd like to do to my son's Xbox."
Yeah, yeah.
Wish you would get outside more.
Rodney had to tell me about it when he saw it on Facebook.
This guy, he run over all these games.
I can't do a good Rodney impression, but he's a real character.
Going back to my Muppet impressions, what's some other impressions we can try, just for fun? What's some ones we know? What have we done before?
You know, I'm blanking now. Can you do Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy, we used to do Jimmy Fallon doing an impression of Jerry Seinfeld.
You're right.
Do you see Jerry Seinfeld's gonna be at Guilford this summer?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like a book signing or?
Is it a wake?
I'd like to think maybe Jerry Seinfeld could still do funny stand-up. I've watched Seinfeld.
I do like
and
Seinfeld.
The show is fine, but like he always starts the episode with like a little bit of stand-up, right? And I don't know if that's intentionally bad for the show or if that was some representation of what the stand-up looked like back then. I don't know. I'm too young to understand. I don't have the context. But I can tell you I don't enjoy what he does at the beginning of every episode.
I don't think he ever uses best stuff on the show, but I do
No,
think it
probably
was meant
not.
to be, I don't think it was meant to be bad. on
Usually
purpose.
doesn't the bit he's doing like apply to the episode?
Yeah.
Almost as if like so he does the bit at the beginning of the episode and then you watch the episode and that's almost like
Where
the
he got
context for the bit. Yeah,
where he
like
got
where
his
it came from.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in that sense, again, it's fun. I like the show, but it's not the bits themselves. I don't think really would work today. And I don't know if they work then. It could just be all part of the show, but I don't know.
If you guys come up with any skis or anything, keep your eyes out for some beginner skis. Cassidy needs a pair of skis.
I just picked up a pair of straight skis that are in near mint condition. Some of the last straight skis ever made.
From where?
A buddy of mine I play softball with. Shout
you
out
get
to
'em
Rob. Yeah, I haven't brought him home yet, but I got him back at my office and gonna
Back
bring
at
him
the
home.
Office.
Yeah.
You guys
Well,
get an office
we ended up-
now.
Yeah,
We ended up picking her up some ski boots over the weekend. So
Oh, nice. What'd you
Nice.
get?
some Technicas.
Are they
Nice.
used?
They're used, but
nothing wrong with that.
$150.
Get you
Yeah.
started.
Nice.
They were a decent pair. So
From Philbrooks?
play it again.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think to check there.
We went to play it again in
Where is
Woburn or somewhere in Mass.
Woburn.
that? Oh, okay.
We were down at the we went to the Burlington. There's a Burlington, Mass, and we went to the mall. Went to a couple places this weekend. Actually, I should spew off a little bit.
Where'd you go?
We went to we went on a little mission first to find. Oh yeah, the corn. Speaking about corn, we went on a little mission because we wanted to find Cassidy some ski boots, maybe some skis. Oh, I gotta get some poles too. I should get them and show you guys. But anyway, we went on a little mission to find some stuff, and I wanted to go to Boston Brick Co., which is a Lego store. I don't know if you heard of it. It's a Lego store, and they buy and sell Legos. So they have some new stuff, but it's a lot of
Bricklink in real life.
yeah, it's
kinda.
like Bricklink in real life. They have a pick a brick table. It's a big table of miscellaneous bricks to pick from.
That's cool.
And they got all kinds of used sets. So they did have some vintage stuff, but it was a new location, and I was hoping to see some like really old stuff. They didn't have anything. It was a little bit of a letdown. Store smelled like poop.
Oh no. A lot
Recently
of
renovated.
times you go into a nerd store and you'll find adults with bad BO. Last time
Yeah.
I was in the Lego store, I ran into this guy, and he was an adult Lego fan. He does the endless ball contraption or whatever.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
seen those, the Lego. It's the ball contraption or something. It's got some stupid name, but these guys love it. And so this guy's filling cups with those big steel girder Lego pieces because they had those on the pick a brick wall. And I was like, oh, yeah, I saw those. I was thinking about getting some. And he goes, well, you better get them fast. I'm planning on taking them all. I'm into the great ball machine. And, blah, 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 blah. And this guy smelled so bad, I regretted ever looking at him.
Probably
He just
forgot to
reeked.
wipe.
Yeah, I don't, by the
couldn't
looks of him,
reach.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. He probably couldn't make it around that far. So,
So anyway,
Yikes.
the store it actually had one cool set that I liked was way back in the day. I got a cargo train for Christmas one year.
Yep.
And they had that new in box, and I thought that was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
cool.
that
That is
was
a
the
good set.
last. But did that have the metal rails?
No, it didn't have metal rails.
Okay,
no.
but it had a different controller than what they use now.
Yeah.
That was like the last generation of a oddball kind of control thing.
It's kind of a cool setup. But anyway, there wasn't that good a stock
Are
there.
you sure you got the cargo train?
I always thought Curtis had
Yeah,
it.
it was
I always
mine.
thought it was
I
Curtis's.
know you had train, but I thought I got a train.
It was the one.
You might have had a
it
later
was the
train,
one
but
with the. It
was
had
green.
Yeah, the-
Livestock and some like.
Oh yeah,
wire
I think the one I
spools.
had was blue.
So anyway, we ended up going to get the ski boots first, and we stopped at a regular ski shop first, and it was too ritzy. There was nothing but brand new rich person stuff there, and then we went to play it again and tried on a bunch of pairs of boots, and Cassie tried on one of the boots and she liked it, and I said, oh well, you should try on the other one, and she goes to stick her foot in, and the entire bottom of it was filled with dried corn.
oh my god, some
They
little
didn't check
mouse was
that?
filling it with corn.
I guess, yeah, it was just sitting on the shelf with a bunch of corn in it.
That's so funny.
So I gave it to somebody there, and I said, "You guys get a trash can? There's a bunch of corn in this boot."
That's like a Ross creation video too. That's really funny.
It felt like a Ross creation video. The kid looked at me like I had 4 heads.
There's
Um,
corn in this boot.
Yeah, but he reminded me of a younger version of Ryder. What the heck? Where did corn come from?
It's in your store, bud.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So he took it up to the front and dumped it out. They were probably all laughing, like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, where's this corn coming from? That's
So
funny.
random.
But that was where the boots we ended up getting was the corn boot, so we call them
Oh, wow.
corn boot.
Nice.
Corn boot.
The corn boots.
Be good for shucking corn this
Yeah,
spring.
They must have come
Yeah.
off a farm or something.
I don't know.
I think if they're used boots, people store those things in weird places, right? A closet they never go in. That's like what a squirrel or a
Where are
mouse
they
would
getting the
do.
corn, though?
I don't know. They would get the corn from somewhere else, but they would put it all in one spot, thinking they're going to come back, and they never do.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So anyway, to continue on with my day, we went to the mall, and it's probably the biggest mall I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Double decker mall, which there's been to a couple of those, but
With
it
the-
was
How many
so-
Dunkin' Donuts?
No Dunkin' Donuts in
Really?
the mall, but there was
Subway?
a Starbucks.
Is that the
no
one
Subway.
Is that the one that? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say is that the one I went to, but is that the one that had Frank Pepe's?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah,
The
there
one I
was
went
Frank
to.
Pepe.
Across the street, there was a double-decker Barnes and Noble.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
But the whole mall was packed. I was telling Cassidy, I feel like we're in a scene from a movie and it's Christmas shopping season because I've never been to a mall that was that busy and
Yeah, our malls
and
are all
just-
dead.
yeah.
I haven't been to a mall that's been the one in the Florida.
Yeah,
outlet
when
mall is
we were
busy,
in the
but-
outlet malls
Yeah,
in
well,
Florida,
that's
that
different.
was big.
That's outdoor though.
Yeah.
It's about an hour and a half to get to the one that Curtis is talking about. And I feel like it's almost, if you wanted to actually do some mall shopping, it's probably worth the drive.
The Rockingham Mall at Rockingham.
I think
That's
it's
the one.
Burlington.
Burlington
Oh.
Mall, but that's in Mass. If the Pheasant Lane Mall is pretty good too. That's same thing, an hour and a half, but that's in New Hampshire, so you don't have to pay tax.
Nice.
Big plus.
Big up.
But corn boot.
You know, if you buy a water vessel in Maine and you're taking it to New Hampshire, you don't got to pay tax on that. Have you
water
heard
vessel?
of this? We bought Mama a paddle board
Oh wow.
over at LL Bean.
Oh, boat.
Yeah, and because
pretty cool.
because it's technically a boat, we didn't have to pay sales tax on it because we're bringing it back to New Hampshire. I don't know, some weird old maritime law, but I thought it was cool.
What's that? If you, if my name's not on your car, you pay too much.
Oh, who is that guy?
Bob's discount.
No,
Or
that's
not.
furniture.
Mark
Mark Motors.
It's Mark Motors.
Mark
Motors
Motors, they always
Nissan in
say-
Sanford.
They always say, and if you live in New Hampshire, you never have to pay sales tax.
Yeah, maybe it has something to do with all
that's an
vehicles.
impression.
Yeah,
that
that
you could do Mark Motors impression.
Do
You pay too much.
you pay too much?
You paid
I'd
way
have to.
too much.
I'd have to listen to it a few
And
times.
it's not risk free.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I was listening to a little bit of radio this morning. I listened to Greg in the Morning Buzz, and Kelly kept saying Moana instead of Moana.
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 That's rough.
Colin
Gotcha.
says he's got several malls there. 2-story mall. And they're booming. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be
all of our
nice.
malls are dead. They're dead or dying, and there's nothing in them. It's really sad.
Yeah.
What happened to Sears? That's what I want to know. I used to fucking love Sears, from the
Yeah.
clothing to the tools to the Christmas decorations. I thought Sears had it.
Yeah. Well, you know what's actually booming?
What?
Is the whoa. Are those corn boots?
Corn boots.
These are the corn boots.
That's awesome. Hey, those are actually the same boots I have.
And that's
Are they?
Obviously, they're a lot smaller, but that's the exact same boot I have. Yeah.
very similar to what Ashlyn just got. too.
Yeah.
I bought mine
nice.
like
Are
two.
they the same? Or are they
That's the same boot. I don't know what the name is, but that's the identical technical
Mock
boot.
Sport HV?
corn boot.
When I bought mine, they were new, but they were a season old.
27.5. That's what I wear.
Yeah, that's. Well, we went through a couple different options, but I think those are probably the best. They fit the best, and
We
and
got
what are
some
the-
poles too. These look like
Yeah,
some
those
old
look
school
old.
poles.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show you these poles.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Some
thought
vintage
they were-
stuff here. What
Are
is
my
that? A
golf
leather
clubs
handle?
still in your car, Curtis?
No, it's rubber. Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, look at that nice rubber swoop on there.
But I thought they were kind of neat.
Atomic, not atomic. but
Just Tom.
Just Tomic, yeah.
Atomic.
Definitely some like Walmart, or as I mentioned earlier, Sears. This could have been like a Sears pickup back in the day.
Yeah.
Those are pretty sweet though.
Yeah.
I like the rubber. I like the rubber grip. But they had a bunch of poles here.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I thought about getting a few pairs, but a bunch of vintage ones. But all the graphics were all like worn off and stuff for the.
All right, so I thought of a ski video I thought would be fun to make, right? So here's the set. Let me lay it out, okay? Here's how it starts out.
Location, outdoor, daytime.
Daytime, ski area, parking lot. Truck pulls into the parking lot. Parks.
Maybe drifts a little.
Wee.
Driver of the truck pulls out his phone. Boop, 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 boop. And then he's ringing the phone. Ringing. Phone ringing. And then it cuts to me. I'm at the top of the mountain in the top of the mountain ski lodge. Me and the boys were all sitting at the bar. I answer the phone. I go, what's up? And they go, Caleb, where are you? I said I was picking you up. I thought we were going to the show. Oh, yeah, man. I'm at the top of the mountain. I'll be down in a minute. Okay, get your ass here. It's time to go. I don't want to be late. Yeah, no problem, man. I'll be there in a second. Hang up the phone. Click. All right, boys, pay door. Kid, tray, hot cocoa. Boom! Just to be a dink, we just slam it right into his face.
Get
Hot
over
cocoa
later,
everywhere. Loser. Oh, I forgot to mention, too, key detail while I'm on the phone. Yeah, just having a sick day. Other than the fact I broke one of my poles. All right, whatever. Okay, so that's earlier, right, when we were at the bar.
You
Key
went on the
detail,
phone
though.
call.
I
Yeah.
broke when we were on the
You had a
phone.
broken pole.
Had a broken pole. Key detail. So then we step outside, and everyone's clipping into their skis and stuff, and then we see this like real like yuppie douche-looking character, right? And he's like putting on his wrist straps for his new poles, and we walk over to him, and somebody like lays down behind him, and we go up to him and take his poles and tabletop him. You know that move? So he's on the ground. Now we got new poles, and he's like, "Hey, you know what the heck?" And then we're like, "All right, let's move, let's boogie." And then that's when the
Let's
edit starts,
boogie.
and it's like, it's obviously an edit. It wouldn't
Yeah.
obviously be one continuous run, but you'd edit it together to look like one continuous run of you and the boys bombing it down the mountain as fast as you can. You know, you'd pick out different spots, different cool things you wanted to do. But then the video ends. You ski down into the parking lot. The truck is backed up to a snowbank, so you all ski straight into the bed of the truck. And then the last person that skis into the bed of the truck, maybe you have a rope or something, they ski into the bed of the truck, boom, slam the tailgate shut, and then the truck starts driving away.
Wow. So my question is, what is the point of being blatantly rude and mean to these people?
Because it's funny.
It's funny.
They
I think
deserve
it's
it.
funny. And I also
He's
think
a yuppie.
it's also a reference to the Beastie Boys Rhythm and Steel music video.
Yeah.
Where they're isn't that the video where they're like in the streets of New York and like
I-
somebody's reading the paper and they just slam it down to the ground. I
haven't seen the video.
think that's what I'm thinking of.
I'll be honest, I totally checked out for that entire thing. I didn't follow any of it.
Checked out. Curtis worked way too hard and long today.
He doesn't have time for this bullshit.
You want me to read any of these cards?
Yeah, I want to hear one.
All right,
Yeah, I'm
Carter's got the
curious.
Barstool Sports.
brought 'em up.
Ask the internet.
Okay.
Let's hear what he's got.
I'll start with a mid-ranged one. I feel like this is
Okay.
This is a mid-range. It's if you know you're gonna have sex, how long do you stop jerking off beforehand?
Wow, that's mid-range?
That's mid range. That's
That's
not.
mid-range.
That's not like a saucy question. That's just mid range.
This mid-range, yeah.
Wow.
24 hours. Next.
24 hours.
You-
It's just easier if
Is
you
that your
answer.
answer?
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's.
is that
You
it?
must
Yeah,
have an answer.
I'd say there's no limit. You can
Yeah.
go right up till...
You're young.
I
He's young.
typically
Don't
wait
listen
like
to him.
2 hours for me personally.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
I'd say anything. I'd say 6 hours is a good number.
6
Okay.
hours. You jerk
Curtis
off?
is gonna plead
Yeah,
the
I do.
fifth.
Wow.
That might have been the
I didn't know
most. That was a wild comment.
Well, it's hey.
No
Maybe-
I
answer.
don't know. I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that one. I've been abstaining.
Just
so.
okay. Just say plead the fifth. Unless you want to get into it.
Let's break it down.
I don't know. If you're answering that question, how far into it are you supposed to get? That's what I mean.
That's up to you, my
all
friend.
right. Well then,
He's abstaining. All right, let's
Wrote
go
that
down a step.
yeah. We got anything lower rung than that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Let's
Sorry,
get
everybody.
if you trained your son
I hate this question. I read
from
this one.
birth
All right, I
to his
hate this.
21st birthday to fight a gorilla, would he stand a chance?
No. No human ever would.
right.
Yeah,
no,
that's
a
crazy.
dumbass
gorilla?
question.
Well, here
Dave
well,
probably wrote
this
that
isn't
one.
this isn't cut and dry as you might think, because these nature photographers that go out and take pictures,
They're not fighting gorillas.
they're not fighting, but they're standing their ground. They just
Dude,
they get
if
charged
that
by
thing,
a gorilla.
if
they
that thing got a
stand
hold
there.
of you,
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're fighting the gorilla and the gorilla is putting your hands on you like already, then no.
you have to fight the gorilla. How are you going to fight the
Well,
gorilla without putting your hands on
if
it?
you fight
Does
the
it
gorilla
specify
with
if
your energy,
weapons or fist fighting?
I'm saying
Yeah,
you
you're
can
training.
stand your
Shoot
ground
the
with a
gorilla
gorilla
and
and
dead.
they'll run away.
Shoot the gorilla's dead.
If you look at the card, it has a picture of them like fist fighting. It implies hand-to-hand combat.
Well,
Alright.
yeah, there's no
Then
way.
no.
There's no way anybody. I mean,
I guess I
I don't
see
think
what
I-
you're saying.
I don't
Yeah,
think I
if you
like-
train him to shoot really well, if he's a good marksman, maybe he can hit the gorilla before the gorilla even sees him. But then what's the
Yeah.
fucking point of that question? It's like, can you shoot a gorilla? Yes, anyone can shoot a gorilla if you really want to go shoot a gorilla. Look what happened to Harambe. that guy was waiting for his chance, and guess what? He got to shoot a gorilla.
he had an itchy finger that day.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you think if like you like were on steroids and like say you had a son and you put them on steroids and you were like engaging like heavy bodybuilding and
Like from birth.
yeah, like they got absolutely huge.
A lot of steroids.
Maybe then
Maybe they might have a chance.
yeah, maybe, but not even like maybe a
The-
slim chance.
the
What
thing
kind
is,
of gorilla? Is it female, male, child?
it don't matter, man. I saw Tarzan.
You might have a chance with a child, like a young female gorilla.
No.
And you're a bodybuilder?
No, I don't think so, dude. Because these things, they don't fight fair. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they're
they're-
gonna grab your eyeballs and they're just gonna rip your whole face off
And
and then
bite-
smash
yeah.
you with whatever they can grab. You know what I mean? Like,
Fighting and
yeah, it's a wild animal, dude. There's no way.
yeah.
Dude, if the question was a wolf, like, are we gonna have the same
I mean,
argument here?
I watched Grey.
I think you'd have a better shot at a wolf, but I also think the answer is no. If it's hand to hand, I think the wolf's going to kill you. Those things could be 150 pounds.
Well, there's definitely proof of people winning a fight with a wolf.
I'll tell you a story I heard when I was in New Mexico about a woman surviving a mountain lion attack.
Yeah, I was just thinking that mountain lion.
So this woman back in the day, back in the pioneer days, down in New Mexico, on the, I think it was somehow related to the guy that owned Phillips 66, Wade Phillips. He started Phillips 66, the gas station. He owned all the land in New Mexico that's now the Philmont Scout Ranch. He donated it all to them. But at the time, it was some member of his family. I don't remember if it was his wife. But at this time, women wore steel corsets. That was like a common thing that they wore. This
Why?
I don't know. It was.
Why was it steal? Any reason?
I don't know. That's what they wore at this time.
We're having a history lesson. I'm asking questions.
But so this.
Educate him, please.
I don't know the answer to that. I was just gonna tell the mountain lion part. I know the mountain lion part. She got attacked by the mountain lion while she was out working in the yard. But the mountain lion, where it struck her, was on the corset. So even though she was injured, she wasn't bleeding out, which was the important part. So after she was able to get up and collect herself, she was able to get a gun and she shot the mountain lion. So she won the fight. She won the encounter thanks to her armor she was wearing, her unintentional armor.
Moral of the story: bring back metal corsets.
Or just wear some steel armor or something when you're fighting a mountain lion.
Yeah.
Did you see any mountain lions when you were there?
Yeah, we did actually. It was actually pretty spooky because we had just set up camp out in this open field, and the sun was going down. And I had two tent buddies. One of my tent buddies was like, "All right, I'm gonna go take a dump," which means you grab a shovel and a roll of toilet paper and you walk away from camp, right? And it's starting to get dark. But this was a common thing. You know, he's going to do his business, whatever. And another one of our kids in our troop was shining his light around just in the trees and stuff as it's starting to get dark. And as he's shining his light past the woods, you see like two like tennis balls like reflecting. Like that's how big the eyes look. They look like tennis balls reflecting in the woods. And he's like, "Hey, you guys see this?" And we all turn and look over it, and we're like, "Oh God!" Like we'd heard there's mountain lions, and we're like, is that a mountain lion? Like it's dark, you can't really see. You can just see the glowing of its eyes in the flashlight because it's like on the periphery of the woods. And we're like, is that a mountain lion? And this was the second night of our trip, so we had a guide with us. You get a guide for the first 2 nights, and then you do 12 nights alone. So the guide, he goes, "Yep, that's a mountain lion. Everyone in your tent." And so my buddy Will, that was going to use the bathroom, he's like all by himself, like 50 yards away from camp already, but he hadn't started doing his business yet because he hears the commotion of us talking about a mountain lion. And the guide's like, everyone get in your tent. And then Will is like, you can hear him trying to pull up his pants, and he's full sprint back to the tent. But we all just got in our tents and went to bed, and we never saw it again. There's no incident, but it was definitely there watching us. It was pretty little spooky.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. It was actually funny. I ran into this kid, Will. So basically on this trip to New Mexico, there was kids from New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York, I think. We all got together and took a train down to New Mexico. This kid, Will, his parents worked at Sugarbush. So last winter, I ran into him for the first time since we went to New Mexico together. And I see him in the lodge, and I yell at him. I'm like, Will! And he looks over, and I don't know if there's a good picture of me, what I look like working at Sugarbush, but
Oh, they're out there.
there's pictures somewhere, but I didn't look like the way I look now, right? Mustache, hair past my shoulders, pretty raggedy looking look, and I'm like, Will, and he looks, and he's like, it must be some other Will he's looking for. There's no way this guy's looking for me, and I won't dox him on the podcast here. I won't give out his whole name, but I shouted his last name too, and he's like, okay, now this guy definitely knows me, and because his parents also work at the mountain, he's thinking, oh, maybe this guy knows my dad and he's just here to fuck with me or something. And but then I said who I was, and he's like, oh my god, he couldn't believe it. And I ended up getting him to come over to our apartment last winter. One of the first things we talked about was the mountain lion encounter, and we're like he was like, hey, I didn't just make this up, did I? And I'm like, no. I remember this too.
He's been telling people, and he's like, oh,
The
is that real?
I tried to take a dump, but I couldn't because a mountain lion was watching me.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's a pretty good story, but if you weren't there to corroborate it, I don't know if we talked about it in my YouTube video, the mountain lion part.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
It made it in the video.
I went over all that footage extensively because I did that.
You did an edit for my Eagle Scout ceremony.
Yeah, and you have a clip of you guys hiding in the tent
Talking about the mountain lion.
saying, so there's a mountain lion out there? and you were all shaking up. And
A little Blair Witch type.
so Will was actually going to take a shit.
That's funny. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that
Yeah,
because
you can definitely find the clip, but it'd be kind of a deep dive.
it was good times out there in New Mexico. I'd love to get back there.
Did you film that whole trip?
Yeah, I did. There's a video for every day of that trip. Actually, what
good
you
footage.
could pull up if you wanted to pull it up. I did an edit of the trip. If you want to play that,
Yeah.
just don't play the music because it's copywritten, obviously. But it's Imagine Dragons, I think. On Top of the World.
If
is
you
the
wanted to
song.
imagine it.
What?
Yeah, it's called Philmont, An
Play it in
Adventure
your-
of a
play it in your own
Lifetime.
home.
That's the edit.
I'll look it up. While I'm looking for it, though, I got another card here.
Oh, great! Can't wait.
No, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I mean, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know.
No, let's hear it.
I think it's.
Oh, come on,
I
let's
think it's
hear
funny. For $10,000, would you spend 2 days carrying around a human-looking Japanese robot that you had introduced to people as your girlfriend?
For 10,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be. It looks like a
sex doll.
A sex robot. Yeah.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
I
for
only have to do that
10,000?
for 2 days.
2 days. Yeah.
2 days, I could do that.
Everywhere you bring it everywhere.
But you think about it, you just plan. You don't have to go that many places.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For 10 grand, yeah. I mean, that's a good price.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Also, it doesn't stipulate that you can't tell people you're doing this for 10 grand, right? You could also say, "Hey, I'm doing this for 10 grand. Meet my girlfriend."
This is so true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy choice. But say for 10 grand, you had to live your
That's
whole
the one,
life
Carter.
with that robot.
A 10 grand wouldn't be
No,
worth it
not
at
for
that
the
point.
whole life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Maybe like a couple million.
I mean, where are
Couple million.
you in life, right? That's important too, because
yeah,
depending on
probably
where
right
you
now.
are in life, that might be a benefit
Yeah.
just having the robot.
like
Alright,
imagine you're like 79.
Yeah.
Caleb, you're gonna have to do a little voiceover.
Yeah, I'll
for
do a
this.
voiceover. This is a 3-minute video of my time in Philmont. You can go watch the whole video. It's got copywritten
Look
music.
at that air
but
freshener in there.
I'll give you guys a little walkthrough if you want to hit play. We're in the car right now. Mom and Dad were driving me to the train station. This is on the train, Amtrak.
Take the Amtrak down.
My buddy Dawson right there sleeping on the seat.
You went to
long ago?
Chicago too, right?
This is Chicago here. This is a big train station in Chicago. Historic Route 66. Filming location from Ferris Bueller. Windmills.
And the inspiration for Octane Tower.
Kansas. This is us on the train
Look at
again.
the hiking boots.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay, now we made it to New Mexico. Again, this is an edit, so it's all very slammed together. But Philmont, you throw your boots over that sign.
Did you do that?
No, I kept mine. I actually still have my boots I wore at Philmont. But it was a really good track.
Yeah,
Is Philmont just a scout place, or can anyone go hike Philmont?
Essentially, anyone can. It's all through scouting, but there's a way you can kind of fudge it, and basically anyone could go. I think, but it
I
is
got a friend
through
that
scouting.
works there, Geo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's on the saw crew there.
me and Calvin have talked about it for years, and that's exactly what I've always said I wanted to do is be on the saw crew.
Yeah, cut and trail.
Yeah.
So what's this building?
This is a bar where they served root beer, and that was like way out in the middle of nowhere, so it was really cool to get cold root beer. We rode horses. They had a firelight jam at the horse camp. It was all Western
I'm
themed.
jealous of that. You rode a horse.
Yeah, it was sick. Riding a horse through the New Mexico
Seeing a mountain
wilderness.
lion out here, I mean, this is its territory. This is a mountain lion territory.
Yeah.
They know every nook and crevice.
That's a tooth of time. We were just walking by, climbing up some rocks, hanging out with the boys. I think this is on top of the tooth of time right here.
Yeah, that's a good
Time lapse of the sun coming up. We hiked up in the dark. There's maybe 20 other people waiting to watch the sun come up here. The Tooth of Time is this is like the most touristy spot
It's
on the hike.
the,
It's where you'll see the most people.
The location of the good dinosaur, if I'm not mistaken.
I
right?
think the Tooth of Time might be, I don't know. I can't remember exactly. Sawtooth Ridge, I think, is the place in the Good
Caleb's the
Dinosaur.
only one that's happy to be done.
I was like stoked. I was so pumped up and in a good mood, and everybody
else
else
is dead.
Everybody else is so bummed out and tired. But I was like, yeah, look at me, I'm still smiling,
You're running to the camera.
Yeah, I had that dog in me. You know what I'm saying? This is the country jam at the end of the night. They're playing Country Roads. This is when you return to base camp and you get a shower and you get hot food. Then you go to a campfire and they sing bunch of songs. The thing is, back then I didn't know how to.
Is that an employee working there?
The number or what?
No.
Oh, the people singing. Yeah,
Yeah.
these are all employees. So that's what I was just gonna say is I didn't know how to jam back then, but man, did they jam at Philmont. Like that's all these guys did. They would bring their guitars or drums or whatever instrument you could reasonably hike with. Like when I say drums, I was Boy Scouts, so it was all scouting related, very silly kind of a jam. But also there was one girl that brought a ukulele that knew House of Gold by 21 Pilots. So how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
So, but yeah. Anyway, great times out there at Philmont.
Yeah.
And, again,
I would highly recommend that Eagle Scout edit too. Because I put a lot of tender love into that video.
you can go watch that one because I think you need the audio.
You definitely need the
There's some
audio.
copywritten music in there, but you need the audio to enjoy it because it is a really good edit. Calvin did a really good job putting that together.
Caleb with
But
Dawson.
my Eagle Scout video, me and Dawson, really, we both got it. Our Eagle Scout in that video, and that's really what the edit was about.
Very touching.
Wait, it
very
seems like you're itching to read another card over there.
I just got another one that I figured I'd
Yeah, throw it.
What do you got?
Yeah, let's hear it.
these are the light cards.
Okay.
So you didn't like the mid range.
Whoa.
There's a lot.
That
There's a-
wasn't much of a mid range.
Yeah, no.
I
I'm
tell you what, there was
curious.
one
what
that was
goes
way
harder
worse.
than that? Really?
Well, let's go to the worst one.
I
and then we'll
almost,
go
wanna
back.
I
know-
almost
you-
want to know now. What was
Yeah.
worse than that?
You want me to tell you? I don't have the card. I put it away, but
That's
I know
fine,
I know
that's
what it
fine.
said.
We don't have
I
to
know
go-
what it said.
All right, what did it say?
He's
I guess we're not.
Maybe we
we're
shouldn't say
in.
it.
Nobody. No, I just. It said, "Would you rather have a bad hand job from your grandmother or have a good hand job from your grandmother?
Wow.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
this is really funny because our grandmother brought out a stack of Playboy magazines to give us the other day. So this is kind of funny.
And she
that
was
you bring
looking
this
at him
up.
too.
Yeah. But yeah, like 9 or 10 Playboys she brought out the other day from like recent years, like 2015 and on.
Well, she must still get them, right?
I don't know. That's not important. What's important is the hand job. Good or bad, which is worse?
Yeah. There's no winning to that question.
That's such a violent question.
Yeah.
Like what? Why?
Some of
Yeah,
these
I don't know.
cards, like I think that one, I guess I didn't.
I think
that,
you're just supposed to read it and laugh. I don't think you're actually supposed to answer.
Yeah, that one's more of a read it and laugh. Some of these cards do have a an option like what the internet said.
Right.
So if it's a bad card like that, you might be able to give an answer. You could guess that and say, "Oh, this is what the internet said." But
Right.
would you not agree that that one was worse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's on par. I
I was
think.
gonna say it's in the same
That's-
vein.
OMG, you is right. Very you, Amy. It is very you.
But this
You're
card
right.
here is not. It's not like that. It.
All right, let's go for something tamer.
It says, would you rather walk with a rollerblade on your left foot for the rest of your life, or have an angry midget walking in front of you slightly slower than you would want to walk for the rest of your life?
Oh, I gotta
Wow.
go for the rollerblade.
I'm gonna go for
could-
the little person.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we could befriend each other. I don't think he'd have to be angry. There's nothing on that card that
True.
says he has to
Almost-
be angry forever.
Well, I think
I
you
think we
gotta-
could walk hand in hand. I don't think this would be a problem.
You could like pick him up, put him on your shoulders.
He could ride in a little backpack like
And,
Yoda.
Yeah.
You know, he'd teach you to take it a little slower.
Yeah, be a little patient. What do you?
I don't know.
What's
I think
the
you gotta
rush?
put. I think you gotta put go rollerblade and put a Healy on the other foot.
I
That'd be
think a
fun.
rollerblade honestly wouldn't be a bad option because even
mean, you
with
could-
one, you could learn how to balance.
The
and
thing
ride.
is, I was thinking
Yeah.
about that. If my left leg was a little stronger, I would do it because I think I could kick really good. I typically, if I was skateboarding, I would kick with my right leg, but
You could fashion some kind of brake too.
yeah.
So you could lock the wheels.
Well, there's this guy that I've seen him. He just goes out and maybe it was a longboard actually. I thought maybe it was rollerblades, but maybe it was a longboard. But he has a big wooden stick
Oh,
and he
I've seen
drags
that.
it on the ground.
I actually knew a kid that did that.
Oh yeah,
It's
like paddle boarding, but on
it's,
pavement
yeah, and you can use it to
slow down and turn.
and to take corners. You can
Yeah.
like put it out to shift your weight easier.
Yep.
I
Hold your
mean,
balance.
Yeah, it's a balance thing. It's it also looks cool because it's like a giant.
It's really
boat staff.
swaggy when you see people do it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
There's this one girl I saw do it on Instagram where it was really more like what you'd see people doing on a surfboard, but she's doing it on the street on a longboard, dancing back and forth on it, popping the nose up and spinning
Doing
it
tricks.
around. But I think she also had the stick. It was adding in tricks with the stick, like flipping it and poking it around.
That adds a hand aspect.
Yeah, it was cool. It was something different. Evolution of the sport, evolution of the game.
I've seen that skiing too. People use
Yeah, one big pole
yeah.
instead of two ski poles. Yeah, I've seen that where it's almost like either way you look at it, it's like rowing, right? They
Yeah.
either big two-handed. Actually, our Nanny Kathy will tell you our great uncle Ron was famous for a two-handed pole plant. That's how he liked to ski. He would do
Yeah,
two-handed.
that's hardcore.
You know, I tried to do that once.
Yeah, two-handed.
Did I
pole
tell you?
plant.
Did I tell you guys about that?
No.
Just for fun, because Nanny always talks about it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it a try. Just I don't even know how he did it, but I just tried to do it the way he thought he would do. I thought he would do it, and I double pole planted on one side, and I don't know if I was going too fast or what, but I instantly drove my face into my bed.
Planted too hard.
yeah. Yeah, I can see that happen.
Punch myself in the face.
That's funny.
I can't imagine doing that.
I don't know how you do it. The thing I imagine when I'm thinking of it, first of all, straight skis, right? Not a shaped ski.
Yeah.
So your form is different. Again, that's why I was just saying I got this new pair of straight skis I want to try out. I want to see what the form is like.
I was thinking
But,
about resurrecting a pair out of the shed too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's fun just to mess around on. But yeah, but I picture again. So like I said, you're on straight skis, so you get a little bit of a different form. But also, I picture it on a very steep hill, doing this
so you
double
have a
pole
little more
plant.
room.
Yeah, it's not like
Is this? Oh, this is side hits.
Yeah, did you see this video?
Is
No,
this
who's
new?
this from?
No, new Candied.
Yeah, this is just a clip of this one jump that he did, but I thought this jump was pretty crazy. This guy, he always looks like a video game character the way he's dressed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he had a deal with Dope Snow, I think.
Nice. Look at him go.
What do you think teaching
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
teaching Cassidy to ski, learn with or without poles?
What would you say, Ashlyn? Ashlyn's
I
currently in the process.
had an easier time with poles for sure. There were like I did both because, well, I also didn't really. I don't have poles still, so it's nice for like the balancing aspect, and it kind of helps you in a lot of ways. But it is also helpful at the same time sometimes to not have it. So I'd kind of have her dibble dabble in both. You know,
I
see
think,
what she prefers.
Poles on the flat ground, and then once you're going downhill, take them away.
Yeah, because that's like something I ran into. Like there were multiple times I would fell and my ski poles would just like be in my way, basically.
The thing they do when they're teaching lessons, right? If you're teaching lessons and you got a bunch of kids with poles, they'll make you hold the poles, and a lot of times they'll even make you hold them behind your back. So you're holding on to the poles behind your back. It just gives you something to do with your hands. But then you're not playing with them. You're focused on your skis, right? You're just holding your poles behind you. I see them do that with kids.
I feel like if you were doing it without poles, you would have a better chance of operating the ski the way it's meant to operate instead of using the poles to either help slow yourself down or turn. I mean, at least in the very beginning, you can easily, if you're going slow, stick your pole down to stop yourself.
Yeah, that is very true too.
But you can.
I don't know if I would recommend trying to stick your pole down to start your.
I'm
stop
just saying
yourself.
that would happen.
Yeah.
If you were new to skiing and you don't know how to stop, you would just be trying to slow yourself
Oh,
down.
right,
with your
right.
pole.
So you
Yeah.
could hurt yourself, right? Yeah. So we just got a comment from Mary, and she's actually a ski patroller. So she says without poles is easier. I think that's kind of the consensus we came to
Yeah, you definitely
here. But
learn the ski a lot better than there's less distraction.
what I used to do as a kid, because I had to visualize it, I'd have my hands out in front of me like this, and I'd make my hands do what I wanted the skis to do as a kid. And so, I'd hold my hands like this, trying to do a snow plow. And then when it was time to turn, right, I'd picture my inside toe on my right foot, press on the gas, and then we start to turn, right? Press on the gas, and we start to turn. That's how I think of it. As a kid, that's just what I would do. I held my little mittens in front of me, and that's how I thought of it. Keep my hands parallel with what my skis were doing, and then it visualized pressing in on my foot to turn.
Is Abenaki open? Have you been skiing there? Is that where you
Not
went?
open yet. Has been people hiking to ski, and
It looked like you had a lot of snow over there.
there's definitely enough to ski down the run, like without hitting rocks and stuff. But after this weekend, hopefully there'll be enough to open. But see, I think they were planning on opening Saturday, the 14th, is what they wanted. But
McIntyre's opening.
The
on
rain's gonna
Friday.
kill it, right?
the rain shouldn't hurt too much because
We're getting more snow right now. We're gonna have like 5 inches by morning.
Yeah, there's about an inch and a half. when
You
I
you
went up
guys
earlier.
can groom it too. So like you got good packed whalebacks and some
Yeah.
groomed snow, right?
all the snow right now is still in piles, so the rain should
Shouldn't bother it too much.
should roll right off. 'Cause it's a
Hopefully.
outer crust of ice
Right.
that kind of protects it. And then, but we haven't made enough to cover the trail. There's enough to cover the rope tow, but we still need quite a bit. But after this weekend, we should have enough. We'll see. We'll see. I think probably looking at more like after Christmas to open up.
Mary says before Christmas, 21st. What do you have to say about that? Do you have conflicting information?
No, that's right on par with what I got. I mean,
21st.
it's all kind of different.
I'm hoping to take Cassidy there to learn, but I think
I don't know
I gotta get her on the slope a little bit.
Yeah,
before
I don't know
make
if
her
you
go
want
up
to
the rope
start
tow.
with the rope.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
start with the carpet. I think the rope tow, especially
I
at
think-
Abenaki, is aggressive.
I think I can get her right on the lift at
King Pine.
Yeah,
No,
see, I
well,
don't know. I
McIntyre
don't
is
know
what I was
Craig.
thinking.
You don't know Craig?
I don't know Craig.
I guess you don't know anybody. Who
Yeah.
do you know?
McIntyre is a good spot
I
because
don't know nobodies.
it's right near our apartment. So
Yeah, I think you got to
The-
start
yeah.
out on a magic carpet or a chair. I think that if you had like a pommel lift or a T-bar, maybe you could try that.
Even
but
that's pretty.
even that's tough because you have to know how to keep your skis parallel and not turn. And you get somebody on a T-bar
yeah,
and
at
they
Ski
start turning.
Cooper, they have a pommel lift, and a kid got. So if you on the pommel lift and you ski too far across the line of lift towers, then you can ski around the wrong side of the lift tower, and then the thing keeps going. So this kid skied around the wrong side of the lift tower and got whipped because
did it yank him
they
back
yanked
around?
him into the lift tower.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
They had to send him out in an ambulance.
The
yeah.
thing went up and over. Like
So it didn't f up the lift at all. The lift kept
Lift
operating.
was fine. It was like an 8-year-old kid, so it didn't affect it
jeez,
too much.
that's
but
tough.
Yeah, I mean that's literally the thing that they emphasize most is they said when you're operating that palm lift, do not let anybody get outside the line of.
Well, and that's why it's always sloped and dragging you
Yeah.
away all the time.
That's
They-
why
they
it's
slope
way
it.
hard. It's way harder on your legs because you're trying to stay in the middle and you're like drifting.
Yeah,
they do slope
yank
it.
you.
But yeah,
I kind of wish after all the skiing out west that we've done, I kind of want to go back there just to ski the backside some more. And
Ski
Out west, I
Cooper-
got my Keystone.
Ski
Keystone shirt
Cooper,
on.
the backside
That's not why I took
T-bar
my switch on.
is still my favorite place I've ever skied. I think.
I was scared shitless the entire time that I was skiing out there because I didn't have any real good snow when I was there, but
Yeah, if there's no fresh snow, it was pretty scary.
but
Because
that was
it's all ungroomed,
Wind burnt.
very tight trees, and it's very steep, but it's super short. So it's like you can just keep doing laps. You can do.
How
You can
short
do-
is super short? Like King Pine?
I think it's
height
longer
or-
than King Pine.
It might be taller than King Pine.
Gunstock.
It's less height than.
Really,
Gunstock.
less height than Gunstock.
Yeah,
They're making snow on Hot Shot this year.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Have you
I
guys
watched
seen,
Shot
keep
coming
talking
in.
about it.
have you guys seen all the work that Black Mountain's doing? How they're gonna
No.
No, they got a lot going on.
they bought some new groomers. They way up the snowmaking.
Wow.
They're trying to open. I don't know. I think December 20th is what they said they're trying to open for, and they're making snow at the top of the mountain now. So they're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
they're gonna
That's
try to
cool.
keep the
Yeah, that's really cool. If the
the
top will be open.
top open all year.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. After almost shutting down last year.
I thought about getting. They're still selling season passes. It's $500 for a season pass there.
It's probably worth it.
But
It's a pretty cool spot. I do like going there. Good hometown mountain. You know, if you can claim it, it's
the parking lot is pretty good there too.
good parking lot, good vibes. They got the pommel lift. I love the trails there. There's not a lot to choose from, but what they have, I love, and I love trying to cross the entire mountain, right? And you can do it by means of not necessarily being on the trail. You know, you cut through all the tree sections, and you can always find a little powder hole, little powder keg,
Yeah.
and
Little knoll.
Yeah, there's a few good spots, and then there's a few good rollers you can air out on the way down.
yeah. And that's another place where you can just take hot laps. You know, like you've run it so many times, so you know where all these hits are, and you're like, all right, let's run it back and let's
Plus,
hit every jump.
They just
you know,
did not too recently, or kind of recently. They opened up more glades, like from the top.
Yeah, it's like
a
a.
bunch of
It
cutting.
almost is like a lot more of a natural feeling mountain. I feel like
well,
you-
it's old school. You're right. It is natural. It's
not like a bunch of re-sloped hills and stuff.
yeah, it's like a real hill, and the terrain is odd. It's got odd terrain. There's trees sticking out in different places. Like they've done a really good job of keeping everything cut and keeping it open, but you know, there's little random trees in random spots that gives you something to ski around. It's fun.
Ashland's gonna be our in at Gunstock this year.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Lifty.
Woo, yeah.
It's exciting.
So exciting.
Do they give you like discounts on lift tickets and stuff?
Yeah, so I think the better deals come, like, if I stay working there until next year, I'll get better deals. So, like,
Yep.
he could get a free pass on top of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can get, like, 50% off, but you can only do it 6 times.
6 times maximum 50%
Yeah.
off pass.
That's still pretty good. And you have a full season pass.
Yeah, so that's pretty sweet.
But you learned about the lift. You're going to be working a lift.
Yeah, I'm going to be working a lift. Learned about the lift.
Yeah, what'd you say? Because Curtis and Carter have to lift outside their...
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bail. That's bail. It's not center pole, it's bail.
It's bail.
Oh.
That has to
bail.
do with the frame of the chair. So center pole obviously is the pole goes down the center. Bail is like the frame goes around the chair.
Interesting.
then
Yeah,
it
I
goes
feel
in.
super like intelligent now.
Well, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to know things.
Yeah, you should have seen her taking notes on.
Yeah,
The
I have
trailer.
a whole like bunch of pages full of notes.
And I went to college for that.
Yeah, most people drop out to do that.
Yeah. But guess what?
I
Not
just
this guy.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but now you know more.
They must have had a
mean-
lot of people buying into this place to
Black
be,
Mountain?
to be
Yeah.
doing all this work.
People
what they
love it
scared us
there.
last
People were
year.
excited for the opportunity to buy into it. You're absolutely right.
It's a big
Why do they have-
ski the east place.
People
too.
love it.
Do they
for
need
the
a winch
backcountry.
cat there?
I don't know.
They do now. They're
That's
keeping
a
the
little
top open.
Seems a little excessive, doesn't it?
Well,
No.
there's some steep slopes, you know.
That's probably part of the reason why they can't groom the top.
They
I don't
probably
know.
yeah, they probably need it to push all the snowmaking up the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what.
Yeah,
it
look
is.
at them go.
Okay.
Yeah, they're using it right now. Tell them you don't need that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I do think maybe it might be a mistake to not buy into Black Mountain. It could be a big move. Is it just me? I feel like it's wicked hot down here. I took my sweatshirt off and I'm still sweating. Is that just
I mean,
me?
I can tell you what the
Sweating like a
temperature is.
dog.
Carter's got a wool sweater on over here and he
It's
doesn't
not
care.
hot.
Yeah, hey, let's talk about Carter's sweater for a second. Let's give him a compliment and a round of applause.
Oh, no, he just left. He's not even on camera. He's
Still
gone.
applause for him.
Still applause for.
What does the thermometer say
And can
over
we
there?
get a mention for Curtis's pajamas and slippers?
Nice
Yeah.
pajamas, Curtis.
Nice pajamas, nice
close-up?
slippers, nice shirt, Disney.
Oh, yeah, my Disney shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like the sound.
Let's clap.
Yeah, Cassidy and I got matching pajamas from Bass Pro.
Nice.
Cute.
Cool.
Bass Pro. That's good.
It's 70 down here.
Okay, I'm just sweating uncontrollably. I don't know what's going on. Metapause.
Must be something. It must be something sitting on your conscience. Anything you want to tell us?
Maybe it's your feet. 'Cause you got your
Actually,
feet
it
in
could
these
be.
boots.
I got these boots on.
Those
That
boots are
actually would
warm.
make a difference. Keeping these things on. My dogs are roasting.
I don't know where mine are. I got to break them out.
Yeah, I don't wear them often. Again, it's snowing here tonight, so I chucked them on just to come over for the podcast, walking through the snow. I don't wear them too often because I think they are like a collector's item. I don't want to blow them out, but
They got some cool ones for this year.
do they?
They came out with more of them.
Yeah.
I thought they stopped making them.
No. Line makes them every year.
Want to get here?
Full Tilt used to make.
You
it,
feeling
They
lonely?
used to be full tilt, yeah.
and then but they got bought out.
I think it's basically the same thing. Line and full tilt and K2, it's all the same.
All same.
They all umbrella. They got
One
red
big
one.
umbrella.
They got red ones this year.
Tanner said he's excited for Black Mountain. I feel like we should have. I don't know if you saw. He posted that he was at Cannon the other day. the
Oh,
other
really?
day. I should have set my phone up so we could have.
Yeah,
Caller in. He could tell us how
I've
good it
been
was.
slacking on skiing. I think because I went so crazy last winter, I've been telling people like I had it made last winter. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to want to drive over,
And buy a ticket.
and yeah, it's like
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
it's
But
tough.
That's what I've been waiting to get because I should get vouchers for tickets.
Yep.
But you know, pretty much everything's open now, at least a little bit. I think it's time. I think we got to start pulling the trigger on.
Taking a couple days.
Yeah, I think you're at it. We got to get out there and hit the slopes at some point. Is this the new boot? This is almost exactly the same as the old one, just different
they've
colorway.
I like that look, the
I
black
like
and yellow.
That red.
Deep red.
Oh wow!
Oh, this one's
How about
nice.
this one? How about
That's
this one?
fun.
I think
Little
that's
yellow and green
funky.
flare.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, I like them. I don't think they're a
130?
great. I don't think they're a great quality
They weren't
boot.
that much, I don't think, when I bought them.
I'll be honest. I think they're like a real shit quality boot. If I'm being
Well,
honest.
they're
they're not a
slippers,
boot.
basically.
They are and they aren't. I mean, I think.
Well, for how expensive they are, let me say that. Like, it's like I would expect them to be a little bit more of a boot. This is an advanced slipper. It's waterproof to a point.
LL Bean makes a very similar style shoe boot thing, and go feel that one and tell me which one you think is worse, because it's a little bit.
The sole, though, that's where for me it feels really cheap. It's really a slipper sole. This is not an acceptable shoe sole for you to spend any amount of time walking in.
I heard
I don't know. I
do
think
that.
they're.
They do that because it costs us to import slippers
I think.
from China.
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe. I don't know. I think they're all right.
I think they
the,
serve a purpose. You know, I like
Yeah.
throwing them on after a long day of skiing. It's like a slipper. It looks cool. It's tall. You're not going to get snow on your feet.
You can and you can wear it
You
around.
cinch it up. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm wearing them tonight. You know,
They
It's dumping.
I just don't like to wear them all the time because eventually they're going to blow out. They're going to be clapped, and if once they're clapped, I don't know how bougie they'll look to wear. You know, it's like Uggs. Like how many people did you know, Ashlyn, that their Uggs were completely clapped out and
my
they were still
gosh.
wearing them?
So many.
Like it's one thing if like you're working around the yard, or it's like, you know, you just chucked them on to work, but like I always felt like the majority of Uggs I saw like just need to be thrown out.
What do you
like
think
they just
of-
look nasty.
have you
Yeah.
seen the dudes wearing Uggs?
Well,
days?
I saw
Brady?
Tom Brady do it, and then everybody
I'm
tried
not
to
saying
follow.
I'm not saying like Grandpa Bob's Uggs. I'm
like
saying,
regular
like,
Uggs, right?
like the new
Oh, the
style
Post Malone
with,
ones.
with the
Grandpa
seam
Bob.
down the middle.
Look up the Post Malone Ugg commercial. Post Malone did an Ugg commercial. It's a new style Ugg. It's got some rubber on it.
Have you heard about this?
No.
They replaced the Crocs. Yeah, so I think they're all I think they're all nice. I think they serve a purpose. The speaking of Ski Cooper, one of the lifties was wearing these boots, and that's actually where I saw to look him up.
Yeah.
He was wearing.
My boss at Breckenridge wore those to work every day.
Yeah.
Not every day, but most.
Yeah, so I think
For me personally, I like a good rugged sole.
if you're not as long as you're not grinding on if you're walking on snow, I think they're great. If you're grinding on pavement and dirt, then yeah, they'll probably get worn out.
I mean,
No,
yeah, these are the new Post Malone Uggs.
with the blue.
Yeah.
It's kinda,
Yeah, those are crazy.
it's kind of a little ugly.
I think they're really stupid. But this is what's in right now.
I don't like this. Is what I don't like about country. I feel like I like that Post Malone's getting into country, but I also feel like doing shit like that's ruining it a little bit for me.
I just think, you know, Post Malone is an interesting.
Look up Ugg slippers, Carter, because
He's not really country, is
Yeah.
he? He's from Texas. That's all he can really say. But he's not really country.
Yeah, I can't believe he's country now.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
whoa.
even still, I really wouldn't say any of the music he's done is country.
Yeah.
I think it's
All right,
fun. I've seen him do country covers
women's
that are fun. But
Tessman.
See, this is more of
No,
a.
to the right.
This
Yeah,
is
the
more
low
of a
one, I've seen
that
Scandinavian
one.
style.
this is definitely a slipper, though. What were we talking about here?
I'm saying that I have seen men wearing this shoe
Oh,
around
really?
all the time.
Yeah, I can see it.
I've seen
You're spending a lot of time
high
in
schoolers
Massachusetts,
wearing
I mean.
this. This is
Yeah.
You see this everywhere.
yeah.
And like with fancy outfits too. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a slipper.
Yeah, they
That's a
keep that
slipper.
keep that in the house.
Well, I think it looks like a woman's shoe, but when you see a dude wearing it, you're like,
Yeah.
You know,
Blurred
it
lines,
gives me
man.
the same feeling as the Birkenstocks, the covered toe Birkenstocks.
Oh yeah, like the clogs.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
Yeah, the
Clogs.
clog.
I don't know. The clogs are a little more versatile, but I understand what you say.
It's got a similar feeling.
similar
Yeah.
feeling. But I feel like I see the clogs maybe more on men
Yeah.
than on women. But
I'm a fan of the clogs.
yeah,
Yeah, those are
I don't
those are
know.
comfy.
No beef
I
with
don't know.
Birks here. I love Birks. No beef with Birks.
I don't know. It's the style. It's what's in. Maybe I'm just. Maybe
you're
I'm
just
off,
old, man.
Off base a little bit, but I just don't like the. I just don't like the look.
Hey,
of them.
look up Osiris's, Carter. Let's pull up a picture of
Oh.
Osiris's and
Okay.
show people what
This
Curtis
is
used to wear. And,
This is,
I'm just saying, just because you're old now, you used
Yeah.
to think Osiris's were cool, and Dad
Well,
thought
they
they
were
were
cool.
stupid.
They were, and
That-
they are.
Dad called them billboard shoes and thought they were stupid.
When it comes to this, going back to the slipper though,
Go that green pair, the green and purple pair.
I'd agree a moccasin style slipper
I don't know.
is
I'm seeing.
is more my taste.
I think you had these ones here.
Did I
That's
have
pretty
those?
cool.
on
You
the-
had didn't you have a red pair
go
that
up.
was like that, Carter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody had a
Cyrus.
multicolored one, one
I
of these
had a
green and
mid-
purple.
I had a mid pair.
This like color here was like the #1 most popular pair. That
I thought
anybody-
Curtis had
everybody
one similar to that.
I did have one similar to that, but they were mid. They weren't high tops.
I
But yeah, I
still
mean,
think
these things
they're
were
cool.
huge.
They're like
Put on some horses.
Nike
Listen,
Dunks.
listen. I think they're cool, but if you're out there wearing them, like you're doing a period piece, right?
I forgot
Yeah.
That's
Colin used to
like
have
like you
Osiris.
can
It
wear
was a,
them. You can wear them like doing we're gonna do a 2000s throwback night. All right, I'm throwing on the Osiris's. You know,
Yeah,
Oh,
those
yeah.
were like
Go up that one right there. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. I feel like
Freaking-
that's totally Curtis right there.
fourth grade.
I would have
Everybody had these. It
Yeah.
was
With the
like
straight laces?
crazy.
everybody had them.
I wish I still had my pair.
I mean, I remember they were cool. I thought they were cool.
Yeah, everybody had
Yeah,
them.
I was jealous. I never had a pair, and everybody at school did, and I was like I'm not cool. I had my Converses, my neon Converses, and everyone had their Osiris's. I was like, dang.
I was always a Nike guy. I liked my Nike SBs back in the day
I think
before
You
I
had,
really got into Vans.
good
Force.
Osiris still holds up.
Yeah.
Classic
mean-
shoe.
I don't think there's anything like people give him a lot of shit, but
I don't think it's any different than wearing Jordans and not
Yeah.
playing basketball.
yeah.
They're like the same kind of style too, almost.
Yeah.
Right.
Big
Yeah.
tongue.
Carter, you actually were the one that told me you heard on a podcast the story of Osiris's and the giant tongue fat sneakers coming back. Do you remember telling me this?
No, I don't know. I don't
All
know.
right, so this is how fucked up this is, okay? That I can remember this and Carter doesn't remember. I remember Carter having a conversation with me, telling me what he learned on a podcast. And there was a rapper or somebody on a podcast who's talking about going to clubs in New York, and the floors in the bathroom were always covered and soaked in piss. And the style of jeans at the time were similar to they are now. It was the baggy style of jeans. He didn't want his baggy jeans dragging through the pee on the floor, so he started wearing bigger, puffier sneakers and with a big puffy tongue to hold up the cuffs of his pants, keep him out of the piss.
Yeah.
And that was kind of where those big puffy shoes kind of came from.
I also have heard that the puffy tongue comes from skateboarding, where you don't want.
You want a little protection
Yeah,
there.
it's
that's why. Wow.
I think
high
that's
top-
definitely some of
high
the
tops,
origin.
High tops, mid tops. That is why
for scootering.
for scootering. Yeah.
You can look at the origin
way-
of the Vans shoe. You know, if you look at like
the waffle.
like the half cab, right?
Right,
The
yeah.
reason that they came up with that is because people would take the high top and cut it to a mid or the half cab.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that came from. You know, it's also isn't it named after a skater?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
named after a trick.
Yeah,
It took
half
me a
cab is a trick.
Okay, but who named the trick?
I don't know.
It's also a BMX trick too.
These are these the LL Bean ones? that you're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about?
those look like trash. honestly.
But okay, it's no. Here's what I would say.
Tanner just said he got a pair of them. He said he liked them.
Oh, sorry, Tanner.
No,
Go to
no,
the
I'm not-
bottom. Go
Can
to-
I, can I give you my
Just
perspective on
Please-
it?
No, no,
Sole-
the image of the sole.
The sole looks way better, but the material used
exactly.
for the padding is what I was.
Okay, it's not tall enough to wear in deep snow, so I would really call this a slipper. But it has a real rubber bottom, so I would be comfortable wearing this in a campsite. If I was out camping, I would wear these walking around the campsite at night. You know what I mean?
Oh, there
These,
he
on
is.
the other hand, I would feel bad about.
I can't say that.
There you go, Caleb.
Caballero.
Caballero.
Ca-
Yeah.
So was there a
is it-
full cab?
is it
then?
Caballero?
Is
I
there?
think.
If he's Latino.
Steve Caballero or Caballero.
I
But,
think,
um,
and anyway, I think it might be Caballero. We could look this up, or Tanner, you could clarify. Is it Steve Cowboy or is it
We need we need a
cab ball or row.
Laro.
Laro.
Laro?
Well,
Yeah,
We need a
Caballero,
education on skate history.
not Caballero. Caballero, Steve Caballero, and that's who the half cab is named after. Thank you, Tanner. Tanner has always been the I always considered him like the skater. You know, like I always, he was the only one that was actually pushing a skateboard around when we were kids, and so leave it to him to help us with the skater information.
Good skater.
I mean,
All right, here's Carter's Osiris. This is what he had back in the day. This is the exact pair.
they pretty much were. I had a pair just like this, but only $75.
It is a
Cassidy
little.
Cassidy and I were talking about Osiris's the other day. She had a pair back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Everybody but you.
Did you have them?
You never
No,
had a pair.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
didn't
think
have
you
a
and me
pair.
ever had
There,
them.
everybody
No.
but you and me.
Yeah, and Caleb.
Yeah.
And
well,
Caleb.
like I said, I was a Nike guy. I like my Nikes, so.
Yeah.
Well, it was a very short window, and if you missed it, you missed it. You know.
I think we had them at the end of the window. We were like
Yeah,
late to the
tail
game.
end.
We were
Well,
late to the
everything
game.
is here in terms of fashion. Things don't come here till way late. Like people do
Yeah.
it everywhere else, and then finally it gets here.
Yeah.
It's just how everything goes. It's in cycles.
Yeah.
Like things go in and out.
I think it was 2010 before anyone had a smartphone around here. It was.
My dad has a BlackBerry.
Don't worry, it's not a radio. Man. Well, I mean, I don't know. You guys want to wrap this up? Get out of here?
Yeah.
I thought it would be funny. I am actually getting hot down here, but I was going to do a bit where I eventually took my shirt off, but now
Take it
I don't think it'll
off.
be as funny.
Take it off.
Well, just because we're getting like if I thought I could do it like the crickets, I didn't even do the bit. So
Crickets.
how would you know? It could have been funny. I thought it would have been funny if like
I just
there was
wanna-
a conversation going on and like people weren't paying attention. Then all of a sudden, everyone looks back and was like, "Hey, where'd your
Oh.
shirt go?" I thought maybe that could
He's
turn into a
naked.
funny bit, but
I just thought it'd be funny to use it. I always feel like I should use the sound effects here, but I can never remember to use them or use them on time.
What
That's-
kinds do you got over there?
that's good. You got to remember to use that one more. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one. We also need that one.
The air horn.
I love the air horn.
If we ever watch soccer. You know what I was thinking about? Oh.
Record scratch. I like that too.
You know, we should try. I don't know if it's still possible, but to resurrect our Webkins account.
Oh.
I think it's still there. I don't think you have to try. I think it's there.
I just haven't tried in a while. But that would be fun to review.
What I really meant to say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
I
for
never-
the way.
I meant to play that when Corey was here because you said that he kept
Yeah.
playing that.
Yeah, we're just that opening part too. He kept playing that over and over again. But yeah, that's our only soundbite right now. I told Carter we needed to make it, and lo and behold, here it is.
Nice.
Yeah. Pull up that Webkins.
Bolt the Webkins while you're at it.
You want to go down the webcam
Or-
rabbit hole?
You wanted me to try log into Webkins?
No,
well-
not really.
If you think it's easy enough, I don't. I was. I don't know.
Looking back at me.
I mean, chances of logging in are probably slim. I don't even see where you.
I think last time I tried, they migrated something and you couldn't log in anymore.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
mobile thing now. They got a mobile app or something.
I tried.
Yeah, I
The
don't know.
Osiris is just reminded me of Webkins, and I've been thinking about
Similar
that
time
recently.
period for
Yeah.
you.
Oh, there's
Right.
Webkins and
Yeah.
Webkins. There's two different ones now.
I'm gonna say we wrap this up. We put
Yeah,
a bow on it.
cool.
I
I'm
think,
good.
I think we hit a good point here. We rock. We rolled it. I don't know if we really had any laughs, but we tried.
I mean,
We put up a
we
good
had a
fight,
few.
you guys. We put up a good fight. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you enjoyed, and
I felt really annoying the whole time.
you felt annoying. I thought you were
gotta
doing
say-
good.
I
thought
gotta
you were
say-
doing
No,
good.
I think you were though.
I thought you were doing good.
See you, Amy.
Bye, Amy. Thanks for watching.
Have a good night,
Bye.
Amy.
We're gonna wrap it up as well. I probably want
Oh.
to play some Minecraft.
Thanks for the Chex Mix. I don't know if you're still here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're still eating it.
Oh, mine's all gone. Mine Chex Mix is long gone.
Yeah, mine is too.
Long gone. But yeah, we'll be long gone as well. We'll get out of here. So.
Do, 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 do.